In this episode, I'm going to talk about TP usage and how TPs are like a small objective to the position 1 and how you can get the best out of them. So in this game, I'm playing against Team Secret and I'm playing Morphling. And I want to show you like a small chance comeback TP, but this is something that you need to keep like a mindset. Let's keep watching. So first I'm going to die on a big camp. The moment I die, like there is a chance, like, I can just TP top and try to kill a Carapod, but in this moment I see it that we have Carapod mid and a rune is gonna come around minute 6, so I'm gonna keep looking at that as well and I wanna make my decision where to TP next. I don't wanna just rush TP top, because it's the Carapod timing and like I said, this is like a small objective for you. And here it is. I saw that Razor is going for a rune. We have Carapod mid that I want to use, even though I'm not really that strong. I'm just level 5 with double band, and I left the Carapod top because my position 5 can kill it. I decided to go for it because this thing could make my comeback in the game like way faster than just killing creeps. And there we go. I found the kill. I want to use the Carapod. I don't want to just go top yet. I want to force TPs. I want to force reactions, and I want to apply pressure with this TP. Keep watching. Now I'll find the second kill. And we're going to use the Carapod, Dragon Form as well at the same time. So this is like, we force the TP again. And now my job is done in this lane. Like I can just leave right now. But don't forget that when you do that, if you do that at minute 5 or minute 10, it doesn't matter. You need to make sure that you call a support or a guy to just defend your lane. The lane that you left, it has to be covered. You cannot just leave it and leave the tower to die. So like I said, I called my SD, he went to defend top. In your game, it could be anyone. Just make sure to say that. So when it comes to TPing, it doesn't matter if it's early on, if it's mid game, if it's late game. If you've got a big skill to use, if you've got a chrono, or let's say it doesn't matter what it's gonna be. It could be like a Queen of Pain ulti if you're playing safe lane co-op. It doesn't matter what it's gonna be. You don't want to rush with the TPs if you feel like a fight is gonna pop, or if you feel like your team wants to force a tower. You shouldn't be TPing on the lane because they're going to be forced to fight without you, and you want to use the spell before you go back to farming. So this is like really important not to waste a TP. The next concept about using TP is that you want to find the best zone when it comes to farming, but you don't want to rush to TP because you need to make sure that when you TP, the enemy team is not going to be in the best spot to come and get you, right? So you need to be sure that you force a lane first, you apply pressure, then you TP on the opposite side of the map, because if you don't apply pressure, it's going to be super easy for them to just TP and come to you, and then you wasted your TP and you're stuck in a small map, and you don't want this to happen. So those are the two like most important concepts, I think, when it comes to TPing. When you TP, it's like you make a decision because you decide, do you want to farm or do you want to fight? Because for instance, in some games, some rare games with Void, let's say you're going to have the Chronosphere, but you wouldn't be able to fight at all. So when you make this decision to TP, you know that you're not going to fight at all. And it, like if a fight starts on mid lane or the other side of the lane, you don't want to rush there, you don't want to walk there, you just want to keep pushing the lane, applying pressure, then do something about it. The moment you lose tier 1 towers, or let's say you don't have a tier 1 tower, maybe you still have some of them left, and you want to farm tier 2 creeps, 90% of the time it's not worth for you to TP to a tier 2 tower unless you get like a huge wave. It's not worth to TP because you want to be in the fight as quickly as you can, and you can just walk and it's going to take you like 15 seconds to go to the tier 2, and for 15 seconds it's not worth to waste a minute, like a small objective TP. And in rare times, not even rare times, in some of the times it's going to happen that you're going to play an anti-mage and you're going to like be playing against an Orchid, and you want to finish the Manta before you go into any fights, or the team is going to have Abyssal and you want to finish Lincoln before you go into fighting, so you need to make sure that you get this item before you go into any fights at any cost. And you don't want to risk fighting for it, because this could be the game changer, basically. So in those situations, you can use the TP to get just farm and not be involved in anything else. So in this game, I'm playing Bloodseeker against VPP, and I'm going to show you a good example of how to maximize, like, what's the maximized TP, what's the best TP you can do, basically. Now it's around minute 10, and I see my Grimstroke is level 4. I know this guy wants to get 6 as quickly as he can, and I want to go top. I want to force Carapod. If I cannot get to top, I'll just walk to mid, and I have 2 options. So this is like, it's like a mini puzzle. You can fight bounty runes, you can leave your Grimstroke to get 6, and you're going to force a Carapod. It's like big objectives already for early game. Even though we failed to get this kill, I still forced some rotations. Maybe we're gonna kill him, I'm not sure. Actually, Okay, he dies. It's even better. And now I just want to use the catapult mid and I want to force TPs. If nobody TPs, then I just get a tower. And in the meantime, you look at my guy. He's super happy getting the XP bot because you know it's a Grimstroke. He can defend the lane and it's so really good. So as you can see, one TP, like even though there was almost nothing for me to get, I was a little bit late for bounties. I just wanted to use the catapult. One TP to top lane just results into a Q, into a mid tower that's really big for the team, and 2 supports rotating to mid. So they just by one TP, you gave 75 gold and you got in return more than 1,000. And it's that. This is like the ideal situation. So in some of the times that you use the TP to use the catapult, or you don't have the catapult, it's just so good for you to force a TP for somebody to come mid or to be top or to be bot, and you just go back to jungling because this way you TP it away from your lane and you allow your position 5 or 4, it doesn't matter who it is, to catch up, to get XP, and you can just go back to jungling. So with one TP, you still do so many good things. Another concept of using TPs basically is that you can force like a fight or just pushing waves or using catapult, you can force a TP on a certain lane and you can look closely and you can even abuse your TP, and the moment you force somebody to be there, you can be on the opposite side of the map getting even a bigger objective because you're going to have more numbers than them. So this is like a good concept to do like in most of the games. Let's say your TP is like a small objective, right? But the enemy TP is the same way. And when they waste TPs, it means they waste objectives, and it means they will lose fights, they will lose Rosh, they will lose Ancients, and the moment you see that, you need to abuse this and you need to take the best advantage out of it. Because just imagine they lose objectives, you need to take it back. So if you see a TP and you don't take it back, it means you lose advantage that could be yours, basically. And the moment you see somebody waste a TP, or if you like there is advantage for you to be taken, you shouldn't waste any time. You cannot just wander around. The moment you see a TP, you cannot waste 5, 10, 15 seconds because they already be prepared for your next move. So the moment you see it, you need to be really quick to react to it. And you shouldn't waste time. You shouldn't be like, what do I do now? Just go for it. And if it works out, works out. In this replay, we're watching a lower MMR guy who is a member of Gamers Class. And I want to show you a good example of how they didn't abuse a wrong TP from the enemies, and how this could have been almost a game changer. Here, this guy TP stopped when they're fighting mid, and they even are starting fight, but nobody saw this TP, they didn't even pay attention to it, and if Jug saw that, he should have made the call that they just need to go fight mid because it's a 4v5 fight, and this could have been an easy fight. Instead, keep watching. They're not even taking this fight. He was late to the fight because he didn't pay attention to the guy TPing top. And if he did, it would be probably 4-for-0 trade. The conclusion about using TPs is that they're like mini objectives, and you're not allowed to waste any. And you need to make a fine line between TPing to farm, TPing to fight, and like even wrong TPing to farm, because you're not allowed to TP and farm if you haven't pushed the lane, if you haven't applied any pressure. It's just wrong to do that. And you need to remember that whenever you TP, basically you commit you and even your whole team to play on this side of the map, and it's so hard for you to switch sides already because you wasted the TP, and it's going to be so much wasting time, and you're going to have rubbish time if you do that, and it's not going to look good on you.